What's up, people of the world? Making a video. I just need a release. Just need to talk. Need to let some words flow. I'm feeling the end of some depression. The past couple of days have been really heavy. But I realized what I want today. I really want to move to Israel. And I realized I have the courage to disagree with my mother and my sister. For the past couple of years, I've really been agreeing to them. I've been in agreement, no confrontation, but suddenly I have this confidence to have a dispute with them and really stand my ground so that I can live the life that I want to live, which is in Israel. I have a girlfriend there. She has her son there. Her family is there. And there's a lot of strife going on, but I still want to migrate. So I'm thinking things through. This video is helping me to formulate my thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts that come and go, but I don't hold on to them. I don't write them down. So just while I have this moment making a video, I'll say some of my short-term goals. I want to apply for a new passport. I want to receive the inheritance that my grandfather left for me. I want to buy a van. I want to fly my girlfriend here and spend a couple months here, or a month or so at least, and then fly back with her. And then I would hope, if I have money left over of the $10,000 that my grandfather left for me, to fly to Greece before returning to Israel to be with my girlfriend and her family, to meet my father in Greece while I'm close by in the neighboring country of Israel. I also realized just a few minutes ago, a bold statement went through my mind, and I said to myself, I don't want to work. And I just realized there's all this stress, and I feel all this pressure being put on me from the outside, from my environment, from people that work for the county. This transitional house I'm living in, one of the features, I was going to say proponents, they are a proponent to being employed. But my mother and my sister have also been talking to me about working and saving up money. But I just don't want to work. I'm not willing to. I'm not motivated. I think I'm better than it. And I lean on the crutch of my disability, which is bipolar schizophrenia. I believe, very developed PTSD, not developed in terms of being a disability, but being worked through. So I have developed through it and healed a lot of it. But that's not what I'm leaning on for disability. What I'm leaning on is bipolar schizophrenia. Let me see if some more thoughts come. I want to apply for disability, so I have that to lean on each month, $1,000 or so, a little bit more, a little bit less. And this inheritance I have will be a big step forward. I want to invest in some musical equipment, and I want to be a musician and artist full time. And if that means I have to settle in America, not being with Dina, then I could settle for renting a room and record music on the side and paint. Or if everything goes to plan, I can live with Dina in her house, which she tells me is mine. She says, you have a home in Israel. This is your home too. This is your land. This is your house. This is your family. We're here for you. She says this all the time, directly, indirectly. We talk about it as though that is a fact. Everything I said is factual. It's not disputable. It is a fact. So I'm going to follow through with that, and I won't have to pay rent. And I'll have money for groceries, and I'll have money to invest. And if I ever need a job, I can get that. I'm capable of working, but I don't want to work. Even part-time, I don't want to. I think my time and my energy is better used to invest in my own business. That's where I was getting at. I could work, but also I want to invest in myself and be the president of my own company, whatever that is, whether it's selling art or performing on stage. I want to pursue that. So I have something to tell my mom and my sister now, which is I don't want to work. I don't plan on working. I want to live an easier life, and I think I deserve that. This trauma that has interlaced itself with the bipolar schizophrenia, both them causing each other and being part of the same state or status of the mind, is very troublesome. It impairs me, and it makes it very difficult to relate to people. I feel there is no moderation in terms of relating to people. I either am very direct and blunt, or I remain a stranger. I can look a person in the eyes and say, let's have a friendship, let's have a relationship, or I can mind my business and we can remain foreign to one another and be safe in that non-relational place. But I don't believe, after where I've brought myself to through all of this difficulty of mental health, that I'm capable of having a casual relationship with people, whether it be as a cashier or living in a transitional house where I share a room with somebody. We got to be on board this together, or I won't share myself or ask to be shared with. I need a support system, and that's what mental health has taught me. I have my mother and my sister, and a little farther out in Israel, I have Dina and Sunny over the 10 years that have passed from Skype and WhatsApp and being in contact over the phone and by video chatting. And I have the few relationships left that are old friendships from Claremont and Pomona, from high school and growing up there. I need a support system to continue, and I really intend to go to Israel. So I need to take myself seriously. I need to get on board with getting my birth certificate, getting my social security card, doing really simple things and not living a sedentary lifestyle, not being lazy, not being complacent, not being still, but instead remaining moving, so that I can continue to heal my mental status, making that develop further, making that develop through, making that develop to where I believe health is, making that develop to where I want to be. So I'm just saying these things off my mind for myself because I haven't heard my own thoughts. But I'm saying passport, birth certificate, social security card. I'm developing a wardrobe again, accumulating a wardrobe, so I have clothes that can stick to me for a few years. I'm not homeless anymore. I'm not a renunciate. I've lived a long spiritual path. I went years without owning things, traveling and being in a state of mind where I don't want anything to be attached to or to be attached to me. Breaking up with Dina over the years a couple times, breaking up with each other, getting back together, breaking up with each other, getting back together. It was too hard to push through the long distance, but we stuck it out, and now it's 10 years later. It's 10 years and a little bit more since 2014 when we met, and we're still together, so we're going for it. We got this awkwardness of long distance relationship, even beside the mental health stigma that applies to me being sensitive in my heart emotionally to how I see myself and how others see me being a person that has survived mental illness. I have this stigma of a long distance relationship. And I could say that even my mom and my sister judge me for it. They don't take me seriously. My sister has been with a man for more than 10 years and she's married and now she has a daughter. And I'm glad for them. I'm not trying to talk them down. But my mother and my sister have lived very stable lives, to speak healthily. I would like to speak in a healthy way about my family. And now I'll be a little bit more blunt. They have lived a very normal life. The exception is that I see my mother as a very special person. My sister is a little bit more bland. She's gone with the flow and she's found her way, and none of it really touches a soft spot of my heart. It doesn't get to the tender part of me. I don't feel particularly touched by the path that she's taken. I don't feel inspired. I don't feel the muse. I don't feel the heart on fire, the heart that's just ever radiant. I don't feel that. But my mother, parallel to the stigma I was saying and feeling judged, my mother is a bit more open to my relationship with Dina. And she showed me more understanding the past couple weeks and these past couple months also. And she's indicating to me that if I believe in it and that's what I want, then I should go for it. And she's just continuing to reinforce me by being a healthy enabler, reinforcing me to make healthy decisions and mature, responsible decisions. This is a good feeling, this video. I'm proud of myself in 12 minutes or so, what's come from my mouth. I need to hear these words. I'm very solitary these days. I have a few acquaintances, a few gentle friendships, and my mom and my sister, and Dina and Sunny also. But transitioning, I mean, it just feels like a very big transition to have lived in one sober living house, then in another sober living house, and in another sober living house, and to have lived with my family before that. Me, my mother, my sister, and Eric, her boyfriend, who is now her husband, my sister's husband. And being homeless in between, and being a hitchhiker in between, and being in multiple mental hospitals in between. And now arriving at this transitional house and being on medication and doing therapy and going to AA and NA, or Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous, for several years, 4 or 5 years, all the time, several times a week at least, missing meetings occasionally. It takes a lot of energy, a lot of present-mindedness. So I'm thinking inside the box again. I'm beginning to allow myself to venture out to more imaginative places I've been before in the past, using my mind and flowing with inspiration, picking goals, choosing things that I want, gravitating it, allowing the law of attraction to bring it into my life. Something that I believe in now, by the way, which I didn't believe in for many years. But I see it actively occurring. I brought up thinking inside the box because I was saying, or meaning to say, or bring up, that I'm working with the law now. I'm not intending to break the law. I'm not intending to get arrested again. I'm not intending to go back to jail. I only intend to live my life and be a peacemaker again. And whatever rules I break, I hope I don't get caught. There are times when you want to cross the street and the signal isn't green. You walk across anyways. You have to see where breaking the rules hurts the system and hurts you and other people, and where it is harmless, or basically harmless. I'm working with myself to not be paranoid of the police or paranoid of prison or jail, and go back to a place where I can have opinions about the government and not be afraid to disagree. Where I can be in a place where I disagree with my family and I'm not scared of them calling the police because we're arguing, or them calling a mental hospital to come bring me an ambulance and transport me to a mental hospital. I've been through some very traumatic experiences. But what I'm doing is working on keeping it in line and being fair in my judgment, practicing good judgment again, and keeping my